I was convinced that I was cursed. As my fever headed up past 103.5 just 3 days before the trip, I wasn't sure that my journey to Tanzania was even going to happen. Even when the fever miraculously broke and I was able to book a late flight, I had to sprint across the Amsterdam airport to catch a plane that had already been boarding for almost an hour. When I finally set foot in the country, I was 3 days late, mired in a haze of jet lag and lingering sickness, and my attitude was suffering. On my second night there, my host brothers dragged me out of the house to their favorite restaurant. One of their friends was there, and we hit it off immediately. We were both college students, had similar interests, and we wanted to learn about each other's culture. We talked for well over an hour, but at one point the conversation turned dark. I watched the spark leave his eyes as he said that he wished he had been born in America. And as I rushed to show him that my home wasn't the perfect place he thought it was, he said something I'll never forget. First stumbling over the words, but then letting them all tumble out like he almost couldn't stop them. He said, "America is beautiful, and there's nothing beautiful here." This one tiny little sentence completely changed the course of my trip. Simultaneously a slap in the face, a wake-up call, and a challenge. It shook me out of the state I was in and made me think. I knew that there was beauty everywhere in Tanzania, but where were the words that would let me tell my friend that? In that moment, I was speechless. If I could turn back the time though, peel back the minutes and step back into that dimly lit restaurant conversation, this is what I would say. Tanzania is visually stunning. From the snow-capped majesty of Kilimanjaro's peak to the windswept plains of Ngorongoro crater, from the crystal waters of the Indian Ocean to the swirling sands of the Serengeti, from the bustling markets of Dar es Salaam to the quiet chaos of Usa River, from the early morning mist to the starry night sky, from the squeal of the smallest puppy to the roar of the proudest lion, this country has more than its fair share of breathtaking features. Colors are more colorful, emotions more palpable, and everything just a little more magical. But this is just the surface, and what's underneath is even more staggering. True beauty is so much more than that. True beauty is found in the idea that our host family would adopt their neighbors as family, their nephews as sons, and their guests as brothers, and think that they were doing nothing unusual. It is found in the furious giggling fits of our formerly shy youngest sister when she discovered draw 4 wildcards during the first of our many intense games of Uno. It is found in our host mother's willingness to spend her hard-earned money to ward off the slightest possibility that we might be cold on a weekend trip. It is found in being taught the words for thank you and I respect you before anything else. It is found in the collective light bulbs over the heads of the students I taught as they mastered concept after concept in record time without a single complaint. It is found in the simple blessing we received as we stepped onto the airport bus and were forced to leave a family behind. This journey taught me that sometimes it takes stepping away to see the beauty that always surrounds us. My friend took a look at his home and saw poverty, corruption, and a lack of opportunities. I looked at Tanzania and saw stunning scenery, a family so selfless that they would count me as a son the moment they met me, and a culture of community and respect completely unlike anything I have ever experienced in the United States. In Swahili, there is a word for beautiful, and that word is nzuri. However, there's another word for something so beautiful, so elegant, so pure, and so uncommon that nzuri just can't do it justice. That word is mrembo, and that is the only word that can sum up this country. If I could step back into that restaurant right now, I would have so many things to say to my friend, and I would begin with one of the truest sentences I have ever spoken. Tanzania ni mrembo.